was founded in 1946 by farmers and business owners because they needed a community bank that knew them and understood their business. A lot has changed since then, but Merchants and Planners Bank is still employee-owned and operated, and we're still committed to knowing and understanding the needs of every customer we serve. Great rates, fast turnarounds, and experienced local bankers ready to work for you. That's why you should choose Merchants and Planners Bank. Stop in any of our 12 locations or contact us at mnpbank.com.
Facebook, Cable 15 TV, we're live. Hayden Schultz, David Black, no Josh Nation, no Ben Black. Coach is not here yet, but he's coming. But Matthew Riley has joined us in the hot seat tonight.
Yeah, in the hot seat. It's just me.
How's it feel to be in the hot seat, my friend?
Yeah, 50-50.
Oh, well, this guy's been here before, and we thought we'd bring him back again. He said he had two other buddies that was coming with him tonight that for some reason checked out early and didn't make it today. They made football practice, did they not?
Yeah, they made football practice, but you never know what's going to happen.
Hayden, what's up, brother? Welcome.
Good to be here, Dave.
It's always good to be here. It's always good to be here and talk a little sports. And you got anything sports-minded that just off the top of your head right now, like Cardinal baseball, the World Series? Who do you like? Philadelphia, whoever they're playing.
Give me the Astros.
You like the Stros. What is it that you like about the Stros?
Give me the Stros.
Just the Stros. The Stros.
Hard for me to root for the Phillies. I'm not
really.
I don't like Phillies.
Yeah. Well, if they're over, you think the Astros will be over there beating on a can during the World Series?
No, I don't think they have to this year.
Is that right?
I think
can they hit it out of the park anyway without? Come on
in,
in, Coach. We're on, but that's all right.
I think they'll be just fine.
Coach, just by the way, Phillies or Astros in the World Series? What do you like? We'll talk about it a little bit. But
who do I like?
Yeah, who do you like? Who's going to win the World Series?
Who's going to win the World Series?
Yeah.
Phillies.
Phillies. Who do you like? It's Phillies or somebody else? Astros. Come on.
I'll take the Astros.
Astros. Phillies, Astros. That's kind of like Cinnamon Roll or Wacky Cake. I can't remember how you voted.
Wacky Cake. My opinion on that does not change.
White cake, cinnamon roll.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm numbered for once.
Yeah, best I can tell, I can't count real high if it's 3-1. I'm on the short end of that. I only got 25% of the vote.
Ooh.
How's that for mental math?
Yeah, that's quick math.
That's quick math.
I don't know how you do it.
So, you don't know why you like the Astros?
Just David, when you know something, you know something.
You just know it, huh?
Yeah. If I had money, I'd go put it on it.
Did you have the Astros from the very beginning?
No.
Just when they got on hot
I
streak?
really thought that, because it always kind of plays out like when somebody's retiring, they have, they almost like let them get to the World Series or let them get to the Super Bowl, let them get, championship. So I thought, Cardinals might be able to slide in there, but the Phillies
came along.
Yeah.
Nobody picked the Phillies to beat anybody that they've beaten along the way to get to where they are. I mean, they've been the underdog in every series they've been in. They've won 3 in a row.
Yeah.
It's kind of the new way of the major leagues when the Braves came out of nowhere last year.
Yeah, you just got to get in. If you get in, you got a chance. If you get in, you got a chance. I want to talk a little Greyhound football, and you'd mentioned last Friday night's game. Said it seemed to have worked. Talk about that. What worked?
I felt like practice leading up through the week, it was all good, high intensity. Everybody was focused in on the game, and I felt like we just started clicking more as the week went on. And whenever Friday night came, you got to see what happened.
I think Coach has been harping all year long. He said, "I got a football team that we don't want you to be at your best in Game 5, but I need you to be at your best later on in the year, and certainly when you get to Game 8, and we click like we did the other night, it certainly makes it easier for us."
Oh yeah, it definitely does. I think the whole reason behind that is because if we're clicking from week 5, whenever we're rolling into the second or third round of the playoffs, we'll all be kind of burnt out, probably a little injured, but since we're just starting to click now and running into our stride, I think we'll make a solid playoff run.
Hayden, what did you think about the football game the other night?
I thought that it's about as good a game as we probably played, and and everybody kind of that I talked to, Yellville that bad, and then I look, and they've won 5 games this year.
Right, absolutely.
Now, they haven't played the same quality opponents we have, but I mean they played people and they beat them. I mean they're not a team that you can just line up and score 60 points on. You gotta have your P's and Q's and be dotted in. I thought the intensity, I thought the D line played exceptionally well for a team that kind of runs right at you.
Right.
I always will start on defense, but something we've struggled with, with teams like a Truman that kind of run right at us, kind of hold on to the ball. I thought we did a pretty good job. The defensive front, and then I thought the linebackers played pretty well Friday night. And then offensively, let DJ Marshall just chunk it up and let somebody go get it. Looked like a pretty good strategy Friday night. Kendall with 2 touchdowns and Cripe with 2 touchdowns. And the unsung hero, Jalen Pollard.
Yeah.
Kid that plays exceptionally hard. I think CJ was out sick. Tonio out sick. Jalen said, all right, I'll step in right here, and I'll go get me 2 touchdowns too. So I was proud for that kid, Jalen Pollard, to play, and get the yards and the carries that he did Friday night. So overall, it was a good night. I thought it was our best complete game in all 3 phases of the football.
Well, you're talking about getting down, and whether it's your first string, second string, third string, fourth string, or whatever, those guys that carry the football. But I thought one of the turning points of the whole game was when Matthew Riley got to carry the football, and he I think on the play, the best I recollect, that maybe our total offense went down some on that particular play. Talk about your first carry in senior high football. And first of all, talk about how you got in there to do it. Number one, how'd you get in?
I've been asking since the Atkins game, and I figured, well, it's now or never, so I asked Coach one more time about halftime. He said, let me think about it.
He was very persistent.
Yeah, very, very persistent. Hey, I wasn't the only one, though. I wasn't the only one. Y'all got me a little nervous. I heard y'all hollering for Jacoby a little while later, and I was like, they going to let him run?
And you get out there, and how'd it feel?
It felt great. I ain't going to
lie. Did it really?
Yeah.
What'd you lose, 5?
Yeah.
Wasn't your fault.
He couldn't block for himself.
That's exactly right.
I can't block
hey, once you
myself.
move out of your spot in the offensive line, then hey, you should have expected that.
I did have some solid blocking up front. I felt like they were just able to read it a little bit better since the starters were out, and they did fill the gap I was supposed to hit pretty fast, so I had to try and bounce it outside, but their linebackers were just faster than me.
I don't ever want you bugging the coaches. Never want you bugging the coaches. But I'm an old offensive lineman. Hayden's an old offensive lineman. But when you need to ask when we've got the ball about the 3-yard line going in, and we're up by a few scores, if that gets to be the case, and say, Coach, now's my time to shine. I got to get it into the end zone.
Well, I've been pestering Coach Branham about something, but we're gonna see if that works out or not.
Hey, did you ever ask the coach, can I go in and run the ball? During the game? Or, I know you probably did practice or whatever.
No, off the top of my head that I can
remember. Coach, boy, it's my turn. Let me get in there.
No, now, as far as every day at practice, probably be a good time to set up a package with me at fullback. Something like that.
Good old fullback dive.
Well, we do, we'd have a little session where we do our 2-point conversions. We'd have a 5-10 minute drill that we'd work on our 2-point conversion plays that we had, and I'd say, Coach Harrison, this would be a good time to put me at fullback and Carl at tailback. I think it'd be a great time because nobody's expecting me to get the football. Everybody thinks Carl's getting it, but never worked out.
Never worked out.
Never gave.
He just didn't understand, did he?
Yeah.
See, our coaching staff understands now. They understand. They totally understand. When a guy's wanting in there, they say, "Hey, this guy needs to get in there."
I wouldn't have lost 5. I'd have took it for at least 5.
Taking it for at least 5?
At least.
How happy was the sideline when number 5 came up? I guess that was when he made a good pop, talking about Sam Doyle.
Yeah, that was
how exciting was that for everybody on the sideline?
Oh, that was probably the most energy we had throughout the year just for one person on the team. It was really exciting to get to see him go out there and actually get to play and do his job against a pretty solid opponent. Absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you what, when he came down on that kickoff and he stuck his nose right in there and made a hit right there, and it was a hard hit, and you're down and this guy's running at full speed, and a lot of time you take the brunt of the contact, but he just popped him right there, and it was, the rest is history. He did a great job, didn't he? He did a great job. And you ever have one of those moments when you get in a game, Hayden, and you go, that was a great play by me?
Oh,
did you ever do that?
Yeah.
Every play, or not? Tell me not every play.
Not every play, David.
Did you really? Did you say, boy, that's going to show up good on the film?
Yeah,
I used to do that.
We always ran a lot of outside zone. So
right.
when we had a 3 technique to, the field, we would always run an outside zone.
Right.
So, we would have, a buddy system guard supposed to just touch him, and, your job is to get over there. It's probably the hardest block to get.
Right, yeah.
And when you get over on a guy that you hook and you get him sealed, you're like, yeah.
Yeah. I did my job, baby.
We come in Sunday and watch film, Coach is going to know. That's going to be one where he pulls out the
clicker, go back and forth, back and forth.
Y'all just watch him right here. Just watch him. So, yeah.
Back in my day when they did that, and let's watch him right here, it was because it wasn't real good.
Well, you had those too, but we always, when we watched film, it was the first part of it was what we did wrong,
right,
and then the second part was, all right, now you're down, we're going to lift you up.
Got to end on a high note.
Yeah, I like that.
That's what we did.
I like that. And obviously, the high note on your end was, they probably said, Hayden, you stepped great right here. You got the guy. We're going to grade you out about 98%, but don't worry about that other 2. Is that how they treated you?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what I said.
I probably, deserved a couple of hundreds in there. But, ticky tack.
Ticky tack.
You didn't quite get a pancake block. They weren't giving McDoubles, though. Had they been giving McDoubles, have you won some McDoubles?
Oh, yeah, I've earned plenty of McDoubles.
Oh, how many McDoubles have you won?
I'd say throughout all the games we've played in total, I probably have a little bit over 20, 25.
Really?
I think Jacob's pushing the 35 mark. He's leading in them.
What an incentive.
Oh, yeah.
And it's really not the burger. It's just the incentive of the burger. It's the incentive.
It's fun to do to pancake people, and the burgers does have a little bit to do with it.
Absolutely. It has a lot to do with it.
Shout out to McDonald's.
McDonald's doing that. Just giving McDoubles for every pancake block, and then all of a sudden, Big Josh is working with that offensive line. Said, guys, if you do it, you're going to get a McDouble, and then we're bringing in just boxes of McDoubles.
Yeah,
it's pretty neat.
He's bringing in 3-4 of those big old bags we use for massive carry-out orders, and he's just standing outside the lunchroom. We're standing inside the lunchroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I love it.
Yeah, it's great to see.
Tell me what you did today at practice.
Well, today at practice we went more game scenario. We practiced running the ball a little bit quicker, getting down. Really, we just fine-tuned everything that we'd been working on the year.
Good.
At least offensively. Defensively, we started working a little bit more, just cleaning things up. Some things I'm sure the coaches have noticed during watching film through the last few games. But other than that, it was pretty much just a cleanup day. We ran game-like most of the time, practiced special teams.
If you don't know your job right now, if you don't know what you're doing right now,
you're probably in trouble.
You're probably not going to play very much.
Well, you can always improve.
Absolutely. But as far as knowing what, hey, coach called this stunt, I know what I got to do right here.
Absolutely.
At this point, it's kind of like he said, fine-tuning.
Just fine-tuning your operation. Yeah, fine-tuning.
And the younger kids did move up for their first practice with us today, so it was a little bit more fun, you could say. Everybody was a little bit excited to have them younger guys there.
Absolutely.
High energy day.
You get those kids over there, I remember being the 9th grader moving up, and it was our first team offense because we were all 9th graders. So when we run scout team, he called the first team. It was first team 9th graders. So first team offense was scout team. Boy, that was a rude awakening,
wasn't it?
which we started off practice. We always did like bull in the rings, what they call it.
I remember it.
You get to go out there and you get to call out somebody, and then I'll never forget Austin Carter was a senior, and he called me out. I was like, "You gonna call out a 9th grader?"
Yep.
Is that right?
Yeah, Austin. If you're watching,
did you ring his bell?
No, but he obviously won. Now, did I get put on my back? Absolutely not. If he thinks that, then he's lying. He's watching.
I still remember my first day moving up as a 9th grade. They got out for 7th period. I didn't, so I was rolling up to practice late already because 7th period held me. They were already almost finished with practice. They were on their last offensive drive. So I ran in, got changed, ran out, got in for 2, maybe 3 plays, and that was it for my first day.
We'll talk more with Coach when he gets in about the 9th graders moving up and all that. And just got to ask you a couple more things right here. Just goal is always the same. It hasn't changed. Coach told you all that. The goal is always to get to where you want to get, and that's to play for a state championship. And when you look at the bracket, you got to go play. You got to win. You got to win Friday night, and then you got to every game's a playoff game, as it has been all year long. Every Friday night, and here's the deal: you're guaranteed Friday night and another Friday night, but you're not guaranteed anything after that. You got to get in there and you got to win playoff games.
Yeah, that's just what it boils down to in the end. But I feel like as long as we keep winning practices every day like we did the last couple of weeks, we'll be doing just right in going into playoffs.
Good deal. All right, here's the best part of the program. I asked you to think of a couple of questions, and you started to think of them, and I wanted you to ask them. We did not know what you were going to ask. So what do you have for Hayden? What do you have for Hayden?
All right. So my first one was actually for you.
Go right ahead. I got you.
So you said you had over about 20-something thousand plays from 1945 and up?
No, I had just sent a text message the other night. I said I was looking for something for Brian, for Julie, and
That's my wife.
Julie Reardon, I'm sorry, Miss Reardon, and I got to looking at how many videos I had, and the section of stuff I was looking at, I had about 10,000 videos but I knew about where this video was. And then over the course of the next few days, I just got to looking at this hard drive and that hard drive and this piece and that piece and counting these boxes, and you come up with how many thousands upon thousands of pieces of stuff, interviews with people, and this is not just sports stuff. I mean, it's just, and it's literally 20 plus.
Yeah. Well, mine has to retain to sports.
Okay.
I'm figuring you've watched probably most of the sports-related ones at one point or been there recording them. What would you say is your favorite all-time play you ever got to watch?
Oh, man, that's an awesome question. The favorite all-time play that I ever watched. That's a good one. Well, I remember playing 91. Brian remembers the play where Bubba Phillips ran for that's it.
That's it.
I'm going to show you my favorite.
Yes, when you run for a touchdown in the middle of the third quarter in the state championship game at Little Rock, and 7-0's the game. I mean, that's
score in that whole game.
Only score in the whole game. So I mean, you go. That's
pretty darn good.
yeah. That's the play. I mean, that's the play that I'll always remember. I remember lots of great plays, but if I had a single one out, I'd say that one.
I'd definitely have to.
It was a state championship winner.
Oh yeah, that easily. That's probably the best one you could have picked, I'd say, and that was the only score, so it was make or break on that one pretty much.
And you realize that his son plays on your football team.
Whose son?
The guy that ran his touchdown. That's correct. Correct?
Correct.
Absolutely. He's a 10th grader. He's a running back. He's safety also.
Bubba Phillips scored that touchdown for us that night. So, you know who his son is?
Antonio Phillips.
That's correct. Is his son.
I don't know why that didn't click, but...
It clicks now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But, and were y'all the same age? Was he a junior or senior that year?
We were same age, yeah.
Yeah, he was a junior. Yeah, y'all both came back the next year.
Yeah. He was for 2,000 yards the next year.
Yeah.
He was 1,950 years, real close that junior year.
And we've only had a handful of those guys down through the years rush for $2,000.
6 or 7.
I'm about to say, what's Cino sitting at right about now?
Well, getting sick last week.
Was he 1,300?
And then having to pull him out early.
Yeah,
some of the beat downs is kind of hurting his average.
Yeah.
But he's probably at 1,300, which is still pretty dang good.
That's a good year.
And we still got probably 6 more games.
I was about to say,
We still got about 6 more games.
Count them right now. Count 'em. What you got for Hayden? You got anything for Hayden, Matthew?
All right, so we've had the debate, wacky cake or cinnamon roll.
I like how mine's food related.
Yes. Hey, I'm a lineman. Got to keep that in mind. All right. So, really, I'd have to go with, instead of wacky cake or cinnamon roll, since, I'm not a big fan of cinnamon rolls, I'd have to say, would it boil down to wacky cake or ice cream?
I can answer that real quickly.
I would like both of them.
That's exactly what I was going to say, too.
Smart man,
Absolutely. What kind of question is that? I
Smart man.
I want it on top.
If I've got to pick, I'd probably go ice cream. I love ice cream.
I love ice cream, too. I'm an ice
I'd have to agree with that.
Hadn't had any in a couple of years.
But it would be good with a warm wacky cake sitting at the bottom.
You can put some vanilla on it. It kind of melts off the side of it.
Y'all make me hungry every time. It's always because I don't eat before I come.
Right, I know.
See, that's on you now.
Okay, what else? We're ready. Question, what else you got? You got anything else?
He just said he had a couple. He might not have any more.
I really don't.
Really? Just
I've
think
tried.
up something. Just think of it. I mean...
That first one was a great question.
You can't ever top that. But I mean,
that was
I'll
my
let
best
you off
one. That was
easy
my Hail
then.
Mary
I'll
right
let you
there.
off easy.
That was my Hail Mary question right there.
we're going to get Coach in here. We'll get him in and get him out, and we'll go to the Bank of England quick promo ad coming right up. Matthew Riley, good luck to you this week. Good luck to you for the rest of the way. We're looking forward to a great Greyhound run, and I know you're going to be a special part of it. You keep working hard, my friend.
Thank you very much. Great
Matthew Riley joins us, the offensive line, right here.
In the post-game report brought to you by Bank of England Mortgage, that's the Greyhound lending team. The Village Mall, go see Kenny Thaxton or Cheryl Smart-Looper for home loans and refinancing options. Check out the refinancing rates by calling our office at 870-495-3931 or Kenny Sale at 501-590-3346. Go Hounds from the class of 1990 Greyhound lending team. I want to thank those guys for everything they do for the Greyhounds. Ben, not a whole lot to talk about other than the Hounds, just a dominant performance. Marshall through the air was phenomenal, along with Cricht catching the ball, Kendall catching the ball. Pollard looked like a seasoned back there.
Okay, we're back on the air, and coaches join us. We actually, my bad, I played the wrong ad, so we'll get back to that. We'll watch the entirety of that
at the end.
Yeah, Bank of England at the end, along with Two Chicks Florist and more birthday report, and Customized Vision Care has a look back. And then Robert Turner plays of the week, and of course our ending ad segment. But Brian, welcome back, my friend. It's another victory for the Hounds. We talked Friday night after the game. Get right into the bolts and nuts of what you saw, what we did well, and what you thought about the progress that we made last Friday night.
Well, early on, you saw the first play. They were man press on our 6'5" and 6'1" receiver.
Yeah.
So we decided we were going to play backyard football.
Throw it up.
Throw it up. We got them. We said we'll get you two apiece, then we'll move on.
Right.
And when DJ threw his fourth touchdown, I took the air out of it. And it's just one of those nights where everything clicked. Again, we kind of been waiting on that, but we were very frustrated after the Melbourne loss. The kids were very frustrated. The community was frustrated. I was very frustrated. Every coach on the staff was very frustrated. And I remember saying before I watched a minute of film on Yellville, I feel bad for them because it probably going to take a whole lot of frustration out on them. And I felt like that's kind of what it was. We were real disappointed in that loss, and now we've moved on, and we got Perryville coming up, and hopefully we can rock it. Of course, they're going to be pretty good on offense. They're going to have some good stuff going on. But as far as the Yellville game, it was great to get the young kids in. It was great to get people reps. It was great to get Riley a carry. It was great to let those kids. And believe me, when you give one O-lineman a carry, it is chaos on the sidelines after that. And Coach Brandon loved me when I said, and I started doing like that. I said, I let Coach Brandon call all the plays, talk to him. I ran to the other, and the ball was down at this end. I ran to the other end, and Coach Brandon shook his head at me and said a few choice words.
You had to get out of the hot seat, didn't you?
I got out of there.
Yes,
I was
sir.
like, I know y'all want to carry the ball. And so I had fun. Got a lot of kids reps, like I said, and early on. And you were right. We, defensively, we did really well with our game plan. Offensively, did really well with our game plan. Special teams, everything was kind of clicking. So week 9, I guess, week 10, going into week 10 now.
Yes, sir.
Good time to be clicking. I hope we keep
No
that
doubt,
rolling, man.
no doubt.
Hope we keep it rolling.
The thing that I'm impressed, with our program at this stage is our kids are having fun.
Yeah.
We were hurt after a big loss, which you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like you said, they came back with a great attitude the next week, said, the goals are still there. I like where we are. I like this team. I really like this team. I think this team has a chance to really, really make some noise. And anytime, if it's at the end of the year, if it's your last one and it's not where you need to be, and you're going to be disappointed. You're going to be disappointed if you don't win at all. But
that's it.
But getting there and getting on a run, and we talked about this last week, is so important to us.
Yeah. And I think, like I said, we're in a good place right now. We went through a little bit of this flu last week, and I got Josh Drennan out this week. I say all this week. He was out the last 2 days. I think he'll be back. Hopefully, he'll be back tomorrow. But you know, we have depth, and we've practiced that all year, and we've been in situations where we've had to play guys, and all that pays off at the end of the year when you get into those situations when so and so goes down, so what, next man up. You know, we were able to rep a lot of guys early in the year. We got in situations where we had a few injuries. We got situations where we had to play those guys, those younger guys, and now 10th graders aren't 10th graders anymore to me. You're
right.
week 10. I mean, you've got a whole season underneath your belt.
That's what Hayden was talking about. Yeah,
that's exactly right. That's why I mean. So now they're comfortable, and I brought the 9th graders up, and they were excited today. The energy just exploded in practice today. It's always been like that. No matter where I've coached, you know that it's almost like the senior high wants to show off a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And then the 9th graders kind of want to show what they got. So
there you go.
It's just a high energy day. Had a good time. Again, we feel good where we're at. Like I said, we lost that big game a couple weeks ago. We were sitting right where we were the week before because we're sitting at 2 home game possibilities. There are 2 home possibilities to be on the road quarterfinal. They'll be on the road quarterfinal. You know, and I think the brackets look pretty even right now.
Right. Yeah.
So we're right where we need to be.
I want you to, without just going into names, we wouldn't have to talk about names, but overall as a group, the guys that did move up, any expectation these guys maybe helping on a Friday night?
You know, I'd say in a normal year, that talent, that junior high bunch of talent.
You're right.
In a normal
year,
year,
8-1.
You know, 8-1 had a great year. Coach Morris and the staff down there go forth, and McCarville did a great job with them. In a normal year, that some of these guys would come up and be a factor probably, but since we're so deep in that senior
we
class,
are deep. Yes.
You know, no offense to those kids.
Sure.
You know, Money Wren. You know, if he's watching. Don't get the big head, is as talented as any kid I've seen, and but when you put him out there, now I'm gonna humble him right here. When he tried to run routes against Isaiah Cry today, he didn't look very good.
Right. Well,
the junior high games, that's exactly right. I mean, those guys are good.
Right.
So, and he is very talented. Jay Grady come in there, and I was schooling him up and reading the guards and this and that. And the first play goes by, and he didn't move a whole lot. I said, "What's wrong, buddy?" he's a dude, man. He's a thumper, and he's going to be awesome. I was a little faster in junior high. He said, "Yeah, it's a little faster." I said, "You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right." So they had a good time. Luke Reynolds came up today and got to get a little scout team quarterback in, and it was just juice of energy. And again, I don't know that any of those kids. And again, it's nothing against them.
Sure,
it's a good class coming up. It's just, but the seniors are so deep in all areas that nobody's gonna come up and take a spot.
Well, and Hayden will attest to this, and Hayden, you can even kind of talk about this. Normally, we'll play and have a team that might have several weak spots as such, and this bunch really doesn't have any weak spots at all, and we've got depth at a lot of places.
Absolutely, and then as far as the game speed, that's kind of where the 9th graders are behind the 8 ball as far as can they move up and can they play. And as far as, I mean, you never know. In 2 weeks, game speed, on a Jay Grady, I mean, he might be like, all right, we got to put Jay at right guard, or, we got to have him in there, or Money's got to run the ball, So getting to see those kids going through practice and things like that, because, like he said, a very, very talented group. How many are we dressing out now?
I think it puts us at 47.
Okay,
47.
Look good on that sideline.
Yeah,
moving some of those kids.
Some of them went ahead and went to basketball, and some of them chose just to go to the weight room. And the ones that came up had a blast today, and it was a good time. Generally, what happens is some of those that said they want to go to the weight room, that first practice, they'll get to talking in the halls.
Right.
I'll have 3 or 4 in tomorrow.
Say, let me out there.
I want to come up too.
That's right.
And I'm gonna say, go get your pads and come on up.
Well, it's a challenge for those guys.
Oh,
I mean,
Lord,
I mean, you just think about. I mean, these are guys they look up to. They're heroes, and then you say, "Well, I'm going to have to get out there and I might have to block this guy in practice or something." I mean, it's a huge challenge for any 9th grade kid to move up and play, and especially on a team like we have that doesn't have any weak links. I mean, it's just difficult.
And a few of them, like I mentioned, were physically probably already there, but used to a certain speed. I'll never forget going up to high school, adjusting to that, and then I played college ball for just a little bit. And I told Jay that story today after I kind of laughed at him. We had a smile. I was like, man, my first play in college, I stood there and I was supposed to be reading my key, and I was like, Coach said, you never moved. I was like, man, that's fast.
And every level does that.
And then I never went past that by no means. But, yes, absolutely. And like I said, 2 weeks from now, they may have that now. So they'll be fine. Gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be a good bunch. So
I need to get
always excited to bring up the 9th graders. I don't know what it is about it. It's just pumps energy into practices.
It's a tradition. I mean, it's something that the kids look forward to, and like you say, some of them might say, I really don't want to do that, and then they find out from the other kids, as you say, that man, let me tell you what, we had a blast out there, and they'll want to join, and I guess I don't know when that started, or used to they might pick one or two many years ago. So
the numbers were higher.
Absolutely right. You really didn't need anybody.
When I won state, I think we were at 75, 80 kids.
Yeah.
You probably didn't have enough jerseys to bring them up. So just in my senior year, we brought up Tim Brown. We brought up one kid, and he was a baller now. Tim was good.
Tim was good.
But that was it. It was a pick and choose type deal because of the numbers. But now that we're a smaller school, most of 3As and 4As do bring up ninth graders. Maybe not all of them, but they'll bring up at least 7 or 8 of them.
What will we see Friday night from Perryville offensively? You talked about their offense, and what do they run? What do we expect to see? What's
They're spread. They're going to spread out. They have a quarterback, 6'2", 200 pounds, can run a little bit. Got a cannon on him. This is a quarterback heavy conference.
It has been.
Now.
It has.
It really is. I mean, you look at ours, and we have 3 of them.
3. I started saying, we got 3 quarters.
You go to Quitman's guy, and obviously Melbourne's guy was phenomenal.
Dynamite, yeah.
And this guy from Perryville, you'll see, he's as good as any of them. The Salem guy was more of a runner.
I thought he was just as good as far as running.
Yeah. I mean, just an athletic competitor and just a strong quarterback conference right now. So here comes another one, and he's going to throw it around. They have a couple tough running backs that are good-sized kids that are going to hit up in there, and it's a physical bunch. And they're pretty balanced. They do run it a lot too, though. I mean, but they spread it out to run. The quarterback will get you an empty and try to run right at you, and they'll run a little bit of zone. They'll run a little bit of GT, pulling guard tackle, and they're well balanced. They got the screen game down, so they've been able to score. About everybody this year, so I was a little nervous in that area, but put in some good work the last couple of days. Very pleased with today's practice.
I want to ask you about the same thing I was asking Matthew a while ago about the excitement when Sam Doyle makes the tackle on the kickoff, and I mean you could feel the emotion in our booth across the way. I mean you could just see the kids and Hayden. I mean you could see the emotion. Thoughts about that, and then I'll ask Hayden his thoughts.
Sam's on our scout defense, and he gets to cover Isaiah Kendall and Colin Cried every day.
So, pretty tough chore.
So yes.
Chore.
And then you bring in Josh Drennan if they're not in there, and who's a great athlete, and so he puts in the work, and that's why the kids got so excited. Every day paying those dues, and he really does a phenomenal, as good as you could expect against those guys, and just runs out there first every day. Everybody likes that guy. He's tough. It doesn't ever give up. If Isaiah catches a touchdown over McCry, he don't pout, whine, cry, boom. His next play, Coach LeVar will put him in man press on him. How you man pressing him again? And he'll get him, he'll grab onto their jersey, and he'll do whatever he's got to do to try not to let him off the line of scrimmage. And so they watch that every day, and then they get to see him he gets his payday. He gets to go down there and light somebody up. I think he had a couple other tackles later on. He did. And that kind of energy is good. It'll show you the respect they have for him, and some of the other young kids also that got out there and were able to make plays. So it's fun. It's fun. You don't get those games are rare to get to spread the love and get everybody in there, but we appreciate them. We're probably running out of those going into the playoffs.
Well, 55 points and a half.
Yeah.
Somebody asked, what's the record points, and I really don't know. I can remember us scoring 71 one time, but I mean 55 and a half. Yeah. I mean that's unheard of.
That's got to be a record.
That's got to be a record of some kind. But I want to ask you. Going back to this before I forget. You played and had a moment with your team that was pretty special. We talked about this a month or so ago with Kenyon. Mm-hmm. Talk about that moment again, about how special that was for everybody that was a Newport Greyhound. He, recently passed away. And talk about that moment.
Kenyon kind of, what he said as far as showed up every day. I mean, it was just hard working, weight room, very, very high energy, motor guy. Always positive attitude. Never griped about practice. He was the perfect. If you were a coach and said, "I need a perfect player," it's Kenyon Evans, because he never said, "Why are we doing this?" or and then he was rewarded with his touchdown. We talked about always, and everybody gets behind you with kids like that. Not necessarily like a charity case as far as that you're like, it's because the guy puts in the work.
Sure.
The guy shows up every single day, doesn't give up, knows he's probably not, going to get in right now. Is going to have to pay his dues and then possibly play, later on as a senior. That's kind of the same thing as far as you respect guys like that who go out there and take punishments and having to go up against guys who are probably a little bit better than them, but never quit, And they're usually the ones that you get like that got that dog in them, and they kind of bark back at you.
Yep.
Well, come get you some.
There you go.
Those are the guys that you want on your
Sam
team.
Doyle.
Yeah.
And Sam's going to start for this team at some point. I'm telling you, he's just a 10th grader. He's going to grow. He's going to hit that weight room, and you'll see he'll start for this team. He actually has the skill level, the ability, the coachability, and the toughness. And I just tell him, I say, you just got to, you're gonna hit that growth spurt, and you're gonna put that size on, and 2 years from now, you're gonna be out there starting. So
I'm excited about, I said it a while ago, and I say it again, the opportunity. I guess that's the best word. The key word is we have a great opportunity for our football team. And it's laid out in front of us to go do what we need to do, and just what does it take to get it done?
What does it take to get done?
It's a tough one.
Clean football.
Yeah.
I think we all know that we didn't do that against Melbourne. And I'm going back to Melbourne because probably one of the high,
big game and
one of the better 3A schools in the state,
bet.
and they beat us. And again, hats off to them. Their Coach Stu Smith and their staff's doing an incredible job over there with them, and hard-working bunch. But we played so sloppy that we put ourselves in a bind all night, and can't do that again. You get in the playoffs, you do that,
you're out.
You do that, anybody can beat you.
You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. I think it. I coaches will tell you this. I'm not the look-ahead guy. I can't do it.
Right.
I'm
I
a
got
one
you.
game at a, but they're saying I think it's a done deal that we got Magnet Cove possibly. So even then, you talk about round one, you're getting a lower seed, but you play like that, anybody can beat you. So keep it clean. Penalties, and I thought we've done a phenomenal job this year, ever since the BB game, of getting our penalties down and staying consistently down in that area. I don't think we've been real turnover prone. Has there been any big turnover games besides Melbourne?
No, I don't know.
And I give credit was due. Sometimes they cause those, but I think some of ours were self-induced problems.
Yeah.
So you can't play like that. The practices have to stay consistent, and the intensity has to stay consistent in practices. And this time of year, you could feel the natural energy coming up anyway with playoff time and the kids, the buzz around the halls and all that. And then we talked about this today. And then to make a real true run, you probably have to get a lucky break.
Absolutely, you do.
You have to get in a game, and because you're about to start running into even opponents. And you get 2 home games, that's awesome. But then you go in quarterfinal, semifinal, obviously Little Rock. So, how consistent can you be?
Sure.
If you get to that point.
Sure.
Because, you look at our matchups, we got to bust our butts to get to that
You got to
point.
be good. You got to be hot. You got to play well,
it.
and you got to be lucky. You got to be lucky. I mean, you sometimes you back away from a game and you go, man, we're lucky on that one. And then play a perfect game next week and the next week after that, and you look back on it and you say, we wouldn't even have been here had we not gotten the luck in that game 3 games ago.
Yeah.
I mean, it happens, Hayden. It happens all the time, and it's great. Sports. I mean, sports is such a you prepare for the perfect game, but there's no such thing as that.
You got to have breaks. You got to have luck, just like Coach Reardon said. If you're going to make the deep runs, you got to have those breaks and things like that. And it's usually one of those games that's early,
right?
In a playoff that you have that break, and then you go, we got very, very, very lucky. And then you look up and you're, at War Memorial, and you're going, we played pretty well since we got that break.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
I hope we're talking about that 6 weeks from now. We've been doing conditioning each week, and I'm lowering. I've been saying how many weeks we have left is how many sprints we do.
Right.
And I'm lowering it every week. So
right.
We're at 6. They're at 6 right now. I said, I pray to God that I'm screaming 1 sprint.
1 sprint. Got 1 sprint today, boys.
I will do this biggest smile ever. It'll be 100 though. It'll be
right.
the whole field. But again, we got a long way to go to get there, and
play it 1 at a time.
And everybody we see between now and then could beat us, and I think anybody we see we could beat. So that's like I said, it's going to come out of the roll that daggum football or a break here and there. So we're in a good spot. We do have the talent. I've tweaked some stuff. Probably going to see a little bit different. Playoff time is different. We move some guys around. Go see a little. I don't know if Perryville watches this, so I'm not going to say too much.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too much.
A little bit more aggressive.
I like it. I like it. Yes, sir. Just talk about guys that didn't play last week or that might be back or injuries. We're getting close. If we're not sick, injury-wise, we're in pretty good shape.
We are. We're in good shape. Like I said, CJ dressed out, and I looked at him real early on. Take your pads off, bud. I mean, he was miserably sick. He was sick. So appreciate his. You know how he is.
Oh, absolutely.
Appreciate him even trying to do that. Tonio was extremely sick. Tonio Phillips didn't play last week, and again, Jalen stepped up big. Again, over 100 yards rushing, a couple touchdowns. And had we left him in there, we would probably had more. And I told him, I said, "Well, you've had a good game. We got to get you out of there, spread the love a little bit." But Josh Dridden, like I said, sick. And then outside of that, we've lost Jeremiah, and God bless him. I hated losing that kid, but that was 3, 4 weeks, 5 weeks back.
Right, yeah.
That's been a while. So we're not in a bad spot. It's week 10. If that's all you're talking about, you're not in a bad spot.
You know what? Really, and the thing that I look at, and I like to talk about kids, and I don't ever like to single them out, but I want to talk about Braxton. I want to talk about Dylan Braxton. Yeah. I'm so impressed with how a guy can go from linebacker / defensive end, playing outside, setting edge guy, to quarterback, and then all of a sudden you're back over there and you go, because that's a rare combination.
That is a rare combination. You don't see that every day.
Talk about that kid just a little.
He's just I guess what's funny is like at Newport he's a dog. He's a dog.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
Hey, Dylan, I need you to go play safety. Yes, sir. And he'll sprint back here and play safety. It won't flinch. I mean, they said that he played pulling guard in the junior high game one time.
Is that right?
Couldn't find anybody to play pulling guard, and he said, "Well, Coach, I play pulling guard." So he played pulling guard in a junior high game.
Nice to have guys.
That's
like
rare
that.
right there.
Yes,
isn't
sir.
It?
Yes,
and
sir.
he's a solid quarterback.
Absolutely,
he knows that. He's more of a runner. Get you straight north and south than DJ is, but DJ's more finesse, throw the ball and get the edge on you kind of guy. And they both know their strengths and weaknesses, and you may see both of them. It's playoff time. There's no more holding back, and so we'll see what happens. And yeah, he's had a great year. I mean, he's had some huge hits. He's had thrown some touchdowns, ran some touchdowns. He had 124 yards rushing one week. Didn't he? 3 touchdowns.
Yes, sir.
Very big part of our team this year, and another one of those guys that you hear coaches say, "Wish we had about 20 of those."
Yeah, if you had 20 of those, you'd be all right.
You'd be all right.
Yes,
so
sir.
We love old Dylan Braxton, man.
So how's the Reardon family? How's everybody in your bunch?
Everybody's doing good.
Good deal.
Got mom and dad traveling the daggum country, going seeing grandbabies all over the place.
I know.
That's retirement. They get to enjoy that.
Fun.
And when they're not doing that, they're up at the lake at their cabin hanging out. I expect to start seeing. All my brothers have been to a ball game this year. I expect to see probably the playoffs roll around and probably see them come back around for another game or two.
Love to see them. Love to see them.
We'll see what's going on.
Dad's health doing real well?
Yeah, he is. He's doing great.
Good deal.
Just building every time we go to the lake, they're building something new. It's his project time, so they're having a good time.
I know I've told you this story before, and I'm going to tell it again on the air. When your mom walked from y'all's house over to the Chevrolet company, and I was selling cars there, I could see her walking in the door, and she said she wanted to buy a car, and got asking about, tell me who you are. And my name's Peg Reardon. We live right back here. We just got here so many weeks ago or whatever. And then, tell me about your family or whatever. You're trying to figure out somebody. She said, well, I got 5 kids. They're all boys, and they're this age, this age, this age. And I kind of went, wow. I can't imagine.
Oh,
and I said, well, she's going to buy the biggest automobile that we've got here on, so she buys a Chevette.
Yes, she did.
She bought a Chevette.
First car I ever drove.
Yeah.
Without permission. That's generally how it works, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
First time you drive, probably without permission.
Yeah, just borrow the key and I'll bring it back tomorrow. That's exactly right. Hey, we're going to go to the Two Chicks Florist and More birthday report, and we'll run a gauntlet full of the rest of our videos. We'll let Coach get out of here and get home. We appreciate you taking time to join us. It's always good to talk Greyhound football with you, and it's when you get to rolling near the playoffs and we're a game away from that, it's always an exciting time of year to be a Newport Greyhound.
It's supposed to be cooling down about right now, isn't it?
It should be, and it's not.
No, I wore this to school, and then by the time 7th period,
It get hot. Yes,
I
take it
got a
off.
T-shirt underneath, and I'm hot. So I'm not ready for cold, but let's get to that crisp, cool feeling.
62?
62 would be nice.
62? 62 all right with you?
Next Friday.
Next
Not
Friday?
this Friday,
Not
but
this Friday?
next
62?
We know we got 2 more home games. That's all I know, but we'll take them one at a time.
We ask you to come. We're all the time talking about come to the game, come to support our kids. We need you this Friday night. I mean, it's a home game, it's a conference game. They're all important. Every game is important. We need to play well, and I would assume that we would be ready to go, and we're going to play well this Friday
I
night.
saw that over there.
Tell us about it, Hayden.
The fathead big hit of the game,
Yes.
B.J. Elston.
Congratulations.
Kickoff team, probably top 3 biggest hits of the year.
It was a
It was a
thumper.
pop.
When it happened, I said, yeah.
He
probably
we
won
put him in the
one.
clubhouse, and we had a couple more hits after that.
It was,
and Hayden,
it was like the first quarter.
Yeah.
And David was like, put him in the clubhouse. I said,
just
you put him in the clubhouse.
I looked at, you know what I swear to you, know what I said to him? I was like, you're getting a pizza this week.
Is that right?
I did. Because on kickoff, he stayed out there on defense, and he was over there. And I'll tell you, BJ's got the best attitude on. He's always positive.
Right, yeah.
So he was doing a little dance move, and he looked over there. I said, I saw it. I said, you probably get the free pizza on that one. And he went like this. And
Daddy, he knew he was going to get it, didn't he?
I said, I don't know if anybody's going to beat that one, but
right.
he's a thumper. Hey, we get him for another year. You know,
He's
he's one that's coming back. And great kid, great leader, great. Pulled our grades today. Can I brag on the grades?
Absolutely, you bet we
pulled our
can.
grades. I didn't. The fine counselors and the smart people pulled the grades and sent them to me. We had 11 kids with a 4.0.
Really?
BJ was 1 point away from being one of those. But I don't know if people know I coached the linebackers on defense, and other than that, I'd managed the team. So I bragged that the linebacker room had the highest GPA.
Is that right?
That's right. So he's one of them. Karan's got a 4.0. Our overall GPA, Karan Spearman, Jack Sampson, another linebacker, 4.0. C.J. Young's like a 3.5. So I just went through and pulled them all and averaged out the linebackers.
Here's where we are,
Put it on
guys.
the coaches through.
My group right here.
That's right.
My group.
Has something to do with who I picked.
That's
too.
exactly
But
right.
our overall GPA was a 3.43.
That is awesome.
So the kids are taking care of the business in the classroom also, and hopefully that carries over on the football field. So I figured I'd give that shout out there.
There you go.
We'll love to that.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, it's probably more important than those other things that we do, but we just don't realize that until sometime later on in life.
Yeah,
As of right now, we're playing football.
That's right. That's right.
So keep up the good work in the classroom, but let's play some football here for the next several
both.
weeks.
I know I did better when football was over in the classroom. So,
Did you?
So that was the first 9 weeks is what I'm referring to, not like the overall GPA. So very proud of Colin Cricht. He had all A's and one that wasn't A, and I had to give him a hard time about it. It was an art.
Really?
And he's got a 3.7, 3.8 GPA right now. A lot of them, I could go on and on about them, but they're taking care of their business and still willing to play football. So and a lot of them go to work after school, after football, or on the weekends too. So
I'll tell you one quick grade story of kids in my family. It's a Grant Black story. Grant had all A's this year, except for one class that he had a B in. And I went over to see the teacher, and I had Linda Black explain to me why he had a B in her class.
that's right.
She said, he got what he deserved.
Yeah.
He deserved to be. Grant said, I thought she'd give me an A. I said, she won't give you anything. I'm telling you, you'll learn that in life. She's not going to give you anything. You got to earn it.
That's
You got to
awesome. That's probably why he's such a competitor.
That's exactly right. Coach, I appreciate your time as always, and appreciate all the shout outs. And as always, go Hounds. Two Chicks Florist and Gifts and More birthday report here on the 31st day of October. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween to everybody, and happy birthday to those folks who have birthdays today and the rest of the week. Those folks celebrating birthdays today include Price Holmes from the Batesville Pioneers. Don Gregory has a birthday. Jeffrey Crawford Ridley has a birthday on today. Laura Walker Underwood, Jacob Combs, Jana Kegley Ellis has a birthday, as does Misty Courier. Mindy Washam Schultz has a birthday today. Zach Altum also has a birthday on the 31st. On November the 1st, birthdays include Barbara Metzger Hackney with a birthday. Ruby Battle has a birthday tomorrow also. Macon Akers with a birthday. And Wesley Shea Vines also with a birthday on November the 1st. On Wednesday, November the 2nd, part of the 1990 Greyhound Lending team, Cheryl Smart Looper has a birthday. Galen Brown has a birthday on Wednesday. Nancy Lewis, Woody Harrelson on Wednesday as well. Mark Buffalo has a birthday on Wednesday. Johnny White with a birthday. Joey Branch also. Gib Ponder. Leighton Montgomery with a birthday. Andrew Reed has a birthday on Thursday. Joe Haynes has a birthday on Thursday, as does Shauna Talley. Sherry Smith has a birthday on Saturday. Happy birthday to Sherry. Jerry Henderson with a birthday on Saturday. Peggy Gullick Stevens with a birthday on Saturday as well. Chad Jackson, Reba Joseph also celebrating birthdays on Saturday. Quarmaine Dean with a birthday on Saturday. O'Shea Pruitt has a birthday on Saturday as well. Sunday's birthdays include Josh Nation, Cable 15 TV cameraman, has a birthday coming up. Happy birthday to you, Josh. Stephen Edwards with a birthday. Rhett Maris, Jackson's Funeral Home with a birthday on Sunday. Jason Baker has a birthday coming up Sunday. Sandra Dunn also, happy birthday to Sandra. Lane Mathis, Sherry Smith, Renee Maples Montgomery with a birthday on the 6th. Talisha Williams also has a birthday on November the 6th. Zach Malone has a birthday as well. So don't forget about it. Two Chicks Florist and More coming up on this Sunday, November the 6th. Big day down there from 1 to 5. It's the 4th annual open house. Santa Claus there from 1 to 2. Happy birthday from everybody from Two Chicks Florist and More and Cable 15 TV. Jalen Pollard, it's Jack Sampson, Sam Doyle, and guys, anytime we win a football game, we find those players that we thought played well. I thought you ran the ball exceptionally well tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just as a team, having Sino down and, just being able to just learn from him and learn from practice and stuff, it's good to just have us, other players that can, keep up the team spirit and keep up and give it a good win.
I know that anytime you get in the ball game, you give it 100%, and you did tonight. Tell us a little bit about playing so hard.
Yes, sir. Just for the game today, me sitting home, I thought about it real hard. That kind of told me Thursday, Wednesday, I was going to get the start. So I was kind of like, I got a big game on my weekday shoulders, and just being able to get the run the ball, score, and just do it for my teammates.
Congratulations, 103 Unity Health Players of the Game. You can go. You can roll it that way now. Get that way. Jack Sampson joining in here with me. Jack, playing defense tonight on some special teams. Talk about your play. You look like a football player out there, and you play like a football player.
Yes, sir. I usually come in off the bench sometimes when we need a rotation, but due to some bad circumstances this week, I got the starting spot outside linebacker. I'm not used to really playing inside linebacker usually, but I feel like I came in and did my job pretty well.
Was it fun?
It was fun, yes, sir.
First high school start?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, Jack, he is one of the 2 players of the game, and congratulations. I thought you played well, and I thought you got after it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sam Doyle, step in here with me, brother.
Yes, sir.
You made a couple of big hits tonight. Not afraid to hit anybody. What do you weigh?
Probably like 120.
That's what I thought. They got you on the program at 145. I thought that was a little tough. 120 pounds, but you play with guts and determination and that Greyhound spirit, and that's why you're one of the 3 players of the game. How'd it feel to be out there again tonight?
Pretty good, pretty good.
What about when you hit this guy over here? Was it a kickoff that you got the big lick?
I think it was a punt. I didn't even get to wrap him up. He just fell as soon as I hit him. Oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, it was a kickoff. Yeah.
It was a kickoff, yeah. So what do you think about the excitement of your players on the sideline over there?
I was just trying to get back to defense. They were all huddled up around me. I couldn't go anywhere.
Sam, congratulations, one of our 3 Unity Health players of the game.
Thank you.
All right, Coach, come join me right here and tell your lovely bride I got something for her too. And you'd be like to see that. Coach, we threw the football and we threw it well. And it was just one of those halves that was a pretty dominated half for the Hounds.
Yeah, absolutely. C.J. Young was real bad sick. He dressed out just in case, and that was our game plan. You know, we were down. And Tonio Phillips was also sick. Of course, Jalen stepped up. You saw some big runs from him. We thought, well, we'll just try to throw the ball around a little bit more. We got 2 pretty good receivers and a pretty good quarterback, so we thought that would probably be a pretty good game plan.
Well, it worked, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we had game off for a frustrated week last week. You know, everything could go wrong went wrong, and it was kind of like blowing off a little steam, and obviously they're a little bit down right now at Yaleville, and coach was a very, very good guy, nice guy, and it was very complimentary how we handle ourselves. And we got a lot of seniors in there, got some guys that get to tote the rock, and it's a good Friday night, man. Win a ball game, you get to smile, and I think everybody's healthy, and Perryville's going to be a tough game next week.
Everybody played tonight, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes, they did.
Boy, it's just awesome. Anytime you win, it's a big conference game, and we thought we could be able to do some things, but we got to throwing the football there early with CJ out, and you really not knowing, so let's just throw, and man, our guys got open, and DJ Marshall putting it on the money.
He's as talented as I've had ever throwing a football. So I love having him around. We were able to get it over with early to get those guys in by throwing the ball, and that was the game plan again. Like I said, good times, man. When you win, you got to be happy. And when seniors got to tote the rock, Matt Riley, put Ozier in on kickoff return. When you let one lineman have the ball, I'm going to tell you a little secret here. The sidelines go nuts, and I walked away from Coach Brandon, and he's still mad at me because they were all – I said, Coach Brandon's the OC. They all wanted the ball, and who blames them? They put in all the hard work, and a lot of people but they don't get much of the glory, do they? You remember those good old days.
55-0 and a half, 61-16, I think, was the final at the Subway in the Walmart Super Center. Coach's report, Coach Brian Reardon. We appreciate him joining us every Friday night after the game, win, lose, or draw, and then every Monday night on Sports Unleashed. And the coach, just congratulations on another big win.
Thank you. I'll take him, keep smiling, and enjoy the weekend and get ready for Perryville.
And as always, go Hounds. It is a great honor that I went through the Bauxite Miner stands, and I just picked out 4 Bauxite Miner fans tonight, and I come up with Phil Stacy, I come up with John Hobbs, I come up with Matt Stacy, and I come up with Billy Warren. And let me tell you what, I'm honored beyond measure to be down here on the field, on Greyhound Field, with these 4 Newport Greyhounds. I know you pulling for Bauxite, but I know your heart's always, listen, I know your heart's always on this field. Matt, thanks for setting this up.
Hey, it's an honor, David, just to be mentioned with a lot of these guys that we see on your show is just a complete honor. We all bleed orange and black. We might be cheering for a different version of black this week, but we bleed orange and black, and we're right here.
Always. John Hobbs, 12, tell me about it. What was it feel to be out here on this field again? I know it's a little different than what it was when all of us played on, but what does it feel to be out here?
It's still hot, and I'm still sweating, so put me in, Coach. Put me in. Put us in, Coach.
Phil, you and I go back a little older than these guys. We played a long time ago, and, my kids tell me all the time, said, I know when you played it, you had to take your helmet off, and you had to fold it up and put it in your back pocket when you played. We're not that old, are we?
We're not quite that old yet. We only have the one bar on it, but they weren't leather.
All right, I want to talk with Billy Warren for just a second. In our Sports Unleashed program, we named the 100 greatest players in Greyhound football history, and our guys wanted to name 11. And I said, guys, you can't name 11. I mean, you can't. I said, you might get 30, 40. So I just started naming players. I've been doing this for 39 years, been a broadcaster for 39 years. I started naming players, and I just kept naming players. And I said, guys, we can name 250. We can name 250. But I will say this. Great player. Phil, me and you we're Greyhounds at heart.
Yep.
But what has been considered the greatest football player all time to ever play on this field right here, Billy Warren. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Tell me about what's going on in Billy Warren's life. Tell us a little bit about you. What's going on? Where are you, and what are you doing?
Actually, I'm in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm with the City of Morrow, the Public Works Director. My beautiful wife, Linda, is here with me tonight, and we're just living the dream.
When's the last time you've been to this field to watch a football game?
This is the first since I've left high school. Yeah. So Matt called me and said, hey, look, we're getting together. I said, where's the band going to be? And we drove in late this afternoon and just glad to be here.
Well, I do want to mention this, and we talked with Billy, and you played with Drew Stacy. You played with Drew Stacy. Drew Stacy, bless your heart, and love you and miss you. And you guys were like brothers, and the Stacy family was like your family.
Absolutely. Still are, till death do us part.
Till death do you part. John Hobbs, could you give us, I asked Billy, he said he could give 8 or 9 plays. How many plays could you give us tonight if we needed you?
You know,
for the Greyhounds.
Send me long. Let Matt block for me, and then we'll run a fake with Billy, and you two guys just get in the way. We'll be all right.
Phil, how awesome is it to be back at, this stadium and be at Newport, Arkansas? A long time ago, we played in the 70s. How good is it to be back?
Oh, it's incredible, man, and it's good to see the tradition still going on. You know, I can just talk from mine, from '79 for the next 10 years till Matt got into the game. Newport was giants. Captains of the football game right there, and it's glad to see the tradition still going.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I appreciate you. You know, you've got a son that plays out there, and it's tough. It would be tough on me to have a son. My kids played here, and it would be very, very tough. And I know it's tough on you. Sure. Because you got to yell for your kid. You got to yell for your team.
Absolutely.
But it's tough, and you're wanting to win, and you want to beat those Greyhounds, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I appreciate you putting everything together for us.
Hey, it's awesome. We circled this game on the schedule a year ago. My son came to me and said, "Dad, we're playing Newport." I said, "Son, I know." I said, "I'll cheer for you." So it's great. It's awesome. It's great to be back here, to see the field, to see the fans, to see everybody still rabid about football here at Newport. And we're always Greyhounds. Always Greyhounds.
Well, I tell you what, you're going to make me cry, I'm telling you. An awesome, awesome night to have you 4 guys come down here. And, John, I didn't know you were going to be here. But I know you watch our show some, and we get watch our show some, and we appreciate that. And you guys, whether you're on Facebook or not, get on Facebook sometime and watch on Monday nights at 6 o'clock, because we talk about the Newport Greyhounds. And I'll promise you we'll talk about the Bauxite Miners, too, this coming week. I am honored that you guys could spend a few minutes with me personally. The great Bud Black called the greatest call he ever called was a run that Billy Warren ran, I believe maybe in 1980 against Nettleton when you broke, I don't remember whether it was 9 or 11 tackles, but it was 11 tackles. Billy, remember.
I remember the shoot.
There you go. It was the greatest run in Newport high school football history. And this happened in 1980. Never had a better run since then. The greatest run ever, and the greatest Greyhounds. And let me tell you what, and I'll put me in this bunch with 4 other pretty good ones right here, too. So thanks, Phil.
David, thank you, sir.
Billy Warren, thank you, my friend.
My pleasure.
Matt, I appreciate you.
Thanks, brother, man. We really appreciate what you do for Newport.
Yes.
John Hobbs.
Appreciate you, sir. Appreciate you. Everything you do.
Love you guys. And let me tell you what, you don't have to say go Hounds. We're going to end it right here. And Alton Walker, a good buddy, getting a couple of shots. But again, I'm honored and blessed that I've lived long enough to see the Stacys, the next generation playing, that I could see a John Hobbs again, that I could see a Billy Warren again in Newport, Arkansas. The good Lord has blessed me. He has blessed me immensely. And I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart. Go Hounds for my part. And we'll see you the next time. Thanks, guys. Back upstairs.
for the Hounds. Looks like Jacob Osher, Tyler Ridley, and Jaden Godare. Looks like Jack Sampson getting a start out there.
I like it.
Along with Dylan Braxton.
Well-deserved start for the young man.
Yeah, Spearman and Elston manning that middle at linebacker. Crichton Kendall at the corners, and Josh Drennan and Brennan Curry at the safety position. On 3rd down and 7 here. Here comes motion man. Here's the snap and the dive play.
Ball's
on the ground, and we're trying to pick it up and go the other way. And we'll see where the mark is. Hounds got the football. Ben, do you see who came up with it?
I could not tell, Hayden, but that's a huge, huge turnover right there.
Jacob Osher comes up with it. It's Pollard and Marshall in the backfield. Marshall going to go to the air. How about to Kendall? Touchdown Greyhounds, one play. Here's the snap. How about Pollard? Pollard hits the hole. 2-point conversion is good. Hounds now lead 8-0. As Robinson and Spearman shift. Here's the snap and the give to Pollard. As Pollard hits out of there. Great run there by Jalen Pollard on 3rd and 9 here. Here's the snap. Marshall looks to throw, goes to Kendall, right in the breadbasket. Touchdown to Isaiah Kendall yet again. As here's the snap, and they're going to double pass. Played well by Kendall.
Yeah, just great play there by Isaiah. Just a good read. He saw the pass coming. He kind of jumps up, going to block it, and the kid just, basically falls to the turf after he lands on him.
On 1st and 10 here. Spearman motion to the bottom. Here's the snap. The give is to Pollard. What a hole there. Great job, Matthew Riley. And Jalen Pollard's going to go to the Casa. Touchdown, Jalen Pollard.
Untouched. Jalen Pollard gets it done there, covering some real estate.
Snap, hold, kick is up. Marshall gets it to go. Kendall holds it there.
Kick good by DJ.
Yeah, great kick.
And Jake Keedy with the snap. Good snap, good hold, good kick. And those. Here's the snap and the dive play up the middle. B.J. Elston, and put him in the clubhouse. Looks like Osher, Ridley, Riley, Carter, and Salinas manning that front as Marshall looks to throw. He's got Crite open. As Crite is going to go the other end, and it's a connection, and it's a touchdown. Drennan to hold this time. Marshall kick is up and is good. So the connection, once again, Keedy, Drennan, Marshall. Extra point, good.
For more information, at White River Area Agency on Aging.
Here's the snap and a toss play. Played well. How about Jacob Osher? Wrap him up and bring him down. So here's the snap. Marshall looks to throw. Going to air it out, looking for Crite. Goes to Crite. Touchdown to Kylan Crite. Hounds for 43 and a touchdown. Keedy to snap. Drennan to hold. Marshall to kick. And it is good. Hounds lead here 35-0. 10 here. Here's the snap. Die play. Played well. Yet again, the Hounds controlling the line of scrimmage. Looks like Elston along with Perez in on that tackle. Kendall and Crite check out. Denton and Perez check in. Godare, Rowland, Ross, Sampson up front. Look like Drennan back deep for the Hounds. It's kicked away. Drennan fields it around the 38-yard line. How about Josh Drennan? We do get a flag here. Is Josh refusing to go down? It's going to be more than likely a block in the back here.
Something that would be great to do here in Jackson and Poinsett counties.
Here's the snap. It's Braxton in at quarterback. What a move right there by Braxton. And now cutting it up. What a run. He turned nothing into something, and a Greenway Equipment Company first down in the second quarter.
Amanda Reynolds and Pam Braun watching.
Outside zone play, hat on a hat, and the big man Ridley out in front leading the way as Pollard is going to get inside the 20. We'll see if they mark him near the 12. What a run You could just see the lineman pulling there. When you got a big man 50 out in space like that, you don't want to get in his way.
No, that flow going that way with a big man leading the charge is a dangerous place to be.
Here's the snap, and the give is to Pollard. And Pollard's going to get his second touchdown of the night. And you look inside, and Jacob Osier and Dalen Carter got their guys on their behinds, and great blocking on the right side of that offensive line.
I believe that'll be McDoubles there. Pancakes for McDoubles for each pancake.
Kickoff, and kicks it near the 21-yard line. And played well there. Looked like Perez and Denton on the tackle, along with Noah Curtis. Looks like Hakeem Doss checking into the game. Antonio Ross as well.
Dream.
Here's the snap. Played well there by Lauderdale.
Just fought off the blocker. Said, which way you going to go? I'm going to go the way you go. He waited. He shucked the potential blocker and made the tackle. Third down.
Empty backfield. Braxton calls his number yet again. Goes straight up the gut. He's going to get in the end zone. Touchdown, Braxton.
Also at half. Melbourne 40, Quitman 14.
How about the connection there? Keedy, Drennan, and Ross.
Wow, that's good. Ross with the kick.
First and 10. Here's the snap. How about Denton again? Denton getting outside. Denton's going to walk into the end zone, and another touchdown here for the Hounds.
Most we've scored in the half, too.
Looky here. Get in there.
It's definitely high enough, and it is good. Hounds lead here 55-0. What about for a half?
That has to be the record for a half.
Perez. How about Perez, the senior, with a big return over midfield?
Yeah, that was
Ethan Norris now split out here at the bottom of your screen. Pooty Denton at the top.
Yeah, Malik Robinson in at the quarterback position. Looks like Elston at the tailback.
We'll try to get all the offensive linemen also.
Yeah, Salinas along with Ty Nicholson. Looks like Hakeem Doss. Lauderdale out there. Denton Norris out wide. As we said earlier, Robinson and Elston in the backfield. How about Malik Robinson carrying it past the original line of scrimmage to the 45-yard line. As the give is to Elston up the middle. Big BJ. 10 from the 23. Snap, how about Malik? Malik Robinson. He's going to go the other way, and a touchdown for Malik. As another First Community Bank kickoff. We'll see him 25-25 Malcolm, and that's Ross to kick it deep, fielded near the 25-yard line. How about Sam Dole?
Sam
the man, baby. That's awesome.
Is that a Fathead Pizza collision of the week?
Put him in the clubhouse.
I love it. That is awesome, guys. You hear the crowd, his teammates over there, man, excited for that young man.
Big Sam with a pop. Well, Jalen Pollard ran it exceptionally well.
Oh, there's a big leg.
Golly gee.
Who came off that? 11?
That's Pooty.
Woo. Looks like Jake Keedy checking in the game.
Norris at the bottom, Denton at the top of your screen.
Elston at quarterback now. So here's the snap and a dive play. And going the other direction. Ball on the ground. And the Hounds going to pick it up and go the other direction now. How about Denton?
Causing the fumble, picking up the ball for the return.
And going to be brought down near the 25-yard line. Whole new backfield here. It looks like Noah Curtis coming in at quarterback and Perez going to tailback. A couple of seniors. So here's the snap. Give is to Perez. Perez, not a whole lot of room there. Dole and Keedy back deep for the Hounds. And go there. Oh, they're going to say he was down. And the post-game report brought to you by Bank of England Mortgage. That's the Greyhound lending team. The Village Mall, go see Kenny Thaxton or Cheryl Smart-Looper for home loans and refinancing options. Check out the refinancing rates by calling our office at 870-495-3931 or Kenny Sell at 501-590-3346. Go Hounds from the class of 1990 Greyhound lending team. I want to thank those guys for everything they do for the Greyhounds. Ben, not a whole lot to talk about other than the Hounds, just a dominant performance. Marshall through the air was phenomenal along with Cricht catching the ball, Kendall catching the ball. Pollard looked like a seasoned back there. Getting a lot of guys to play. I think everyone got to play tonight. Not a whole lot to say than just a team effort win tonight.
Absolutely, 100% team effort, and the Hounds looked good, and we operated like a well-oiled machine. And I think just moving forward, you just can – grow from this and say, hey, guys, we can go out and do this every week. We got to get started and get started early, and that's what David and we talked about before we got on. And then when we started the broadcast, David mentioned just starting early, starting fast, and that's what the Hounds did. They rolled tonight 61-16 over Yellville Southern.
Take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors on Cable 15 TV, Facebook Live, Sports Unleashed. And that list is long, and we certainly appreciate all of them, or we wouldn't be able to put these programs together. Included in that list is C&M Ag Depot at 2900 Highway 367 North. Farm supplies, hardware, clothing store, power tools, you name it. Before you shop out of town, come see us at C&M Ag Depot. Dias Scrap Metal buying cars, iron, copper, cans, brass, steel, stainless, electric motors. They buy everything and they pay in real money. Give them a call at 523-3858 for more information. Fletcher Land Survey. Before you build that fence, make sure you have accurate boundaries. If you don't, you might mess up and have to tear it down. Give Kenny a call at 523-5625. Other sponsors include Fathead Pizza. That's one word and it's all caps. And it's the Hembry Brothers, Joey and Marcus. Great pizza, fresh, hot sandwiches, and the salad supreme that's second to none. You can call your order in at 870-201-1313. They'll have it ready to go. It'll be piping hot when you pick it up. Delta Trailer, been involved for 50-plus years right here in Newport, Arkansas. Dale Lee started this business many years ago in his backyard. And just built one trailer, and then one trailer went to two trailers, and then the third trailer, and then pretty soon it's a multi-trailer business, sending trailers all across the United States and Canada. These guys do it right, and let me tell you, there's no better family in Jackson County than the Eves family. And then also Temp Pro. Ask about financing on new upgrades. Sam and John Laster are the guys. Give them a call at 501-827-3213. White River Health. Caring beyond health care. Until next time, everybody, this is David Black for Cable 15 TV and Sports Unleashed. Thank you. See you next time.